A client told me the other day that she's 50 years old and she doesn't know how to eat. She's basically been on some form of diet or another since she was 12 years old, but none of them taught her how to confidently navigate her relationship with food without having a list of rules, banned foods, and a calorie or point allotment. And now she feels totally lost and frustrated. Does that sound like you? Well, keep watching to the end of this video and don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to share with you why it's time to ditch the food rules and embrace the power of your choice. Hey friends, if you're new here, my name is Christina, and on this channel I talk about lean eating skills and the psychology of behavior change while keeping the fun in life. Let's get started. In my work as a nutrition coach and in my own personal journey, I have heard all the diet rules and then some. People are struggling every day with eating, their body image, and just wanting to get off the diet roller coaster of destruction. Here's something I've noticed when we're struggling with our eating. One way we feel like we have some sense of control is to give ourselves a set of food rules to keep us on that proverbial track. What about you? Do you find yourself clinging to the latest fad diet or juice cleanse, hoping that's going to be your answer? Or maybe you've gone through the process of demonizing a certain food group, vowing to give up carbs or something. Maybe you feel guilty eating certain foods and think, I really shouldn't be eating this cake. Where does all that come from? Want to know one of the most obvious signs that you're imposing food rules on yourself? Using the word should. Should according to whom? Here's another one. I used to have the mindset that I was being good by eating certain things or not eating other things. Have you ever used that one? When you have external food rules, you're trying to make yourself comply with things that you may actually not want to do. We treat ourselves like a dog on a leash that cannot be trusted. We become disconnected from ourselves and what our bodies are saying to us all along. Listen, food rules can feel safe and familiar, like it's a good thing for us. You've had success with Weight Watchers in the past, right? You complied with those lists of points for a while, but then it gets old and life happens and you felt the fear of missing out and the screw it mentality. And before long, it leads to rebellion. One of my clients recently told me that she had worked with coaches in the past who told her she wasn't allowed to eat this or that, and she was just waiting for me to do the same, afraid that I was going to take away all of her favorite foods like the rest of them. First, I really appreciated that she shared that with me because that was really brave of her. And I would never do that because it's just not part of my philosophy. As a coach, I believe in autonomy. It's one of the core needs of self-determination theory of motivation, which is essential for human flourishing. But that's a topic for another video. Rather than food rules, I'd like to offer a different, perhaps more helpful way of framing the decisions you make around food. It's all about embracing your own power of choice. You get to decide what you eat. You get to decide how much you eat and when. It's fully within your power. Other than out of ordinary circumstances, like if you're stuck in an airplane seat, for example, you get to consider all the options, your pros and cons, and what's going to contribute to your well-being or take from it. You get to choose. There is no need to rebel when you give yourself permission to freely choose to eat something or not. Isn't that a helpful reframe? Think of it like playing on the same team as yourself. Working with yourself rather than fighting a constant battle against yourself. Even if you struggle with urges, if you're someone who is overcoming emotional or binge eating, in the heat of the moment, it can feel a little less like you are in control, but you still have a choice. You can choose to have the feeling of the urge without needing to do anything about it by eating. We can practice a few things when we have an urge outside of physical hunger and fullness. First, we can practice accepting that we have a feeling without needing to do anything about it, just allowing the feeling to be there. These are the moments where true change is happening. We can do something to address the feeling that doesn't have to do with food, like taking a break, distracting ourselves with something else, or reaching out and calling a friend, for example. Many of you might say, but if I give myself permission, won't I just overeat? That's where choice comes in. If you truly want to, it is your choice to overeat, but something tells me you're looking for some other solutions. Why else are you watching this video? When you hire a coach or join a program, maybe you don't really want to overeat anymore. You actually want to be healthy, balanced, and in control. Sometimes both things can be true. If you get upset and you want to eat because it's what's familiar to you, but you also don't want to continue this unhelpful pattern, and what you really want is to feel more in control, you have the opportunity here to pause and consider all the effects of making the choice to eat or to do something different. You can embrace that this is what's best for me, as opposed to, I'm not allowed to, or I really shouldn't. Each time you sit down to eat a meal, I recommend trying something from the book Eating Less by Jillian Riley. Jillian suggests that you remind yourself each time you're ready to start a meal. This is my choice. I can eat anything I want. I can eat as much as I want. Those of us who have lived by external food rules and guilt need to learn to trust ourselves again and give ourselves permission. What do you think about that? Is there some part of you that's still trying to live by weird external food rules? Do you deny the fact that you get to choose? What's going to bring you closer to food freedom? Getting rid of food rules is really about embracing choice. It's not about eating whatever you want without regard to how that food affects you. We get to choose what we eat with the understanding of its impact on us. If this is something you struggle with, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below or send me an email to the address in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was insightful, if not a little bit challenging. If you want more eating skills videos just like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.